What's good, team? Evan here for Grips.com, continuing with my Revelations series from the Universal Championship of Poker. My sixth revelation is that a strong support system is essential. If you want to get things done in life, if you want to get through some challenge, you're going to need a strong support system to carry you through the tough times. The UCOP was a pretty serious grind, and if you've watched the highlight reel, you saw that I definitely dealt with some adversity, and I definitely did not have luck in my favor. And your guys' energy through the live stream really kept me energized, and your guys' support, your words of encouragement that you would throw in the chat every day, every time something went wrong, or every time at the start of the session to get us excited about the day's events and what was to come, really kept me motivated to push on through. And I want to give you guys a big thank you because I don't think I could have made it through the challenge without you guys. And that idea brings me to a major revelation, and that's that everyone out there needs a star cheerleader. Everyone needs someone in their corner who believes in them and who wants to see them succeed. Now, if you don't have someone like that in your life, it's okay. The best place to start is by being your own best supporter, your own number one cheerleader. And as you cultivate the attributes that make for a good cheerleader, you'll naturally attract some other cheerleaders into your life who can support you on that task. But to persevere, to push through when the going really gets tough, you're probably going to need an external person who is that supporter, who is that cheerleader. Because, when it's just you and yourself and you're on a challenge and you're trying to do something, it's a lot easier to throw in the towel because the only person you're letting down is yourself, and it's always easy to forgive yourself. When you have someone else who's involved, who's keeping tabs on you, who you have to be accountable to, who you don't want to let down, it's a lot harder to just throw in the towel and quit, because not only would you be letting yourself down, but you'd be letting down someone who really wants the best for you and really believes in you and wants to see you succeed, so you will want to succeed for them. It's a great motivator. And a great support system does a lot more than just, push you to be your best, but it can also help you through a lot of tough things. Having a good support system allows you to have people to just blow off steam with and get things off your chest that are weighing you down. It can help you to see things from a different perspective and therefore maybe find solutions to problems that, you couldn't have come to on your own, but you needed someone else's perspective to see it in a different light, so you could work with it a different way and find a different solution. One problem when we're only on our own and we're trying to work everything through on ourselves is that we get caught up in certain trains of thoughts, and we almost get into a place called like a thought prison, where we're only willing to look at a problem one way, we're only looking to figure out a solution through one particular means, and often there's a simple solution that just involves looking at it differently, and that's where a strong support system can really help you out. Another way that a strong support system or having a fan or a cheerleader can really make a huge difference is that they can create that reset for you. They can give you space to reset, where when you're caught in that thought prison thinking about all the things that went wrong, they'll help remind you of all the good things that have been happening in the last month and not just what happened in the last day. And they'll really help you to get back to a frame of mind where you feel more enabled, more capable, more powerful, and more motivated to go back out there and continue on your mission, whatever that may be. And a good support system or fan base of group of friends is also amazing, because when it comes to the victories, now you have people to celebrate your victories with and share your wins with, and that makes your wins so much more worth chasing after, because it's not just you who gets to enjoy the spoils of victory, it's your entire support system. And now you're not just winning for you, you're winning for everybody, and that makes it way more fun and way more motivating to go after there and hit those targets and hit those goals. And finally, kind of like extra shots of adrenaline, having a lot of people in your corner cheering you on will really boost you up and boost your motivation in your system. And I saw that this summer when I was railing the final table bubble of the World Series of Poker main event, that Daniel's confidence compared to everyone else was huge. It wasn't even close. It was night and day. Because I think about 90% of the people in the Thunderdome who were watching that tournament were there rooting for Daniel, and they were all cheering Daniel on, and everywhere Daniel looked, he just support, positivity, and belief that he could final table the main event and ultimately win the thing. He may have come up short, But of all the people who came up short of making that final table, I don't think there's a single soul out there who was happier and feeling better about themselves at the end of the day than Daniel Negreanu, because he had so many people in his corner, so many people cheering him on, that probably, helped him to reset after that it's not that big a deal that he came up short, and had him believing that he can probably do it again next year. And if you don't believe me in terms of the power that just having one supporter, one fan, one cheerleader, one believer can do for someone, then try this out for a month. Pick a person in real life who's trying to accomplish something that they're maybe struggling with or they're not really following through on, and be their number one fan. Support them in every way possible. Give them all the belief, confidence, and help that they need to work on whatever it is that they're working on, and see how much more they accomplished this month than they have in the last year, and you will know that it's because they now had that believer, that supporter that they didn't have before. And in doing this exercise, not only will you see the effects that come from having someone in your corner, but you'll also realize what attributes and what character traits a great cheerleader has. Because there is such thing as, being a little too involved and giving a little bit too much support. So by going through the experience yourself and maybe getting feedback from the person that you're rooting for, you'll realize, what makes a really good cheerleader, a really good supporter, and then you'll know what to look for in a supporter for yourself. And that brings me to today's exercise, which is that I would like you to go to the comment section of this video and write down the 3 people who are the biggest supporters in your life. Who is the team that supports you? Maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, maybe it's a significant other, maybe it's just someone that you listen to, maybe it's an internet personality. There are a lot of different people that can be your supporters. And then after you've written down those 3 people, I would like you to add one more person to that list who is not currently in your team, but that you would like to add to your team, where if their presence was as part of your team, you would transfer that team of supporters to a dream team of supporters. And then for extra credit, what I would like you to do is to take the 3 people that you wrote down first and show this video to them, and show them your comments specifically, so that they can realize just how important they are to your success, your growth, and your development as a person. And then for extra credit, I would like the 4 of you to get together and put together a game plan for how you could bring that 4th person into the picture to change your team into a dream team to help you live your dream. And when you're done with that, you know what to do. Take what you learned, go out there, and get stacking.